G'day and welcome to another quick video on my channel. Recently there's been some advertisements in the shooting media here of Aguila ammunition being imported. Now I believe this is a Mexican company, made in Mexico, this stuff I think. And in the 22 line they've got a lot of very interesting and unusual 22 cartridges I noticed in the adverts. They've got of course, a range of long rifle, 40 grain standard long rifles. They're another company. They've started making 22 shorts, which is a good thing because they've become hard to get lately. So hopefully they're bringing them in here. But I noticed there's a couple of weird sort of cartridges. There's one called a Calibri, I think it's called, which is a 20 grain, tiny little 20 grain projectile at about 450 feet per second. So really low powered sort of thing. And I think it's got a longer case as well. There's one called a Super Calibri, which is a 20 grain at a higher velocity, 580 or something. But the weirdest looking one of the lot is what's called the, I think it's called the Super Sniper or something like that. Anyway, I can't actually remember exactly what it's called. I'll find a photo and I'll put it in now, just off the net of the actual packet. So here it is. So as you can see, it's a weird looking bullet. It's basically a 22 short case, so a little short case, and then a great big long bullet to make the overall length of the cartridge the same as the 22 long rifle, but a 60 grain bullet at I think about, was it 850 feet per second, I think it was. If that's not right, I'll put it up. But it's, yeah, so well below the velocity of Subsonics, but a 60 grain bullet, so you've got a lot more bullet energy. So obviously would be good for using a suppressor because you'll still have plenty of bullet weight and energy while still being well subsonic, but might be good for other uses where you don't need long range power, possibly like for things like maybe euthanizing of animals and large animals, cattle and horses. I can see a heavy bullet like that might be a little bit more effective. Anyway, I just, out of interest, I saw these in the magazines recently. Then I was down the range just a few weeks ago, and one of the guys there had a packet of it, and so he said to me, "There you go, you want to shoot some off and try them out?" So I thought, oh great, I'll just do a quick little video. So I grabbed my Savage Model 5, that's what I just happened to be shooting that day, so it would have been nice maybe to use something like my Bruno with a scope on it, but I didn't have that, so it's open sight only. And I was only just shooting prone, I didn't bother bench resting on it. I didn't have a lot of time, it was just at the end of the shooting day, and I just put a target up and got the rifle out. So anyway, I thought you just might be interested in seeing them shoot. Weird looking things they are. As you can see, they're basically a 22 short case with a giant long bullet in it, and they are supposed to do 950 feet per second. I imagine they'd be fairly quiet. So I've set up a target at 25 metres and I'm just going to shoot drone, and I'll just shoot 10 shots and we'll see how we go.
Oh yeah.
Had an issue straight away actually.
It won't feed.
Well, I did it fairly high, and maybe because the bullet's so heavy it's kind of flipped up.
Yeah.
I'll just have
and the bullet's so long.
I'll have to get something and bloody pry that out.
You might paint a single load for a while.
I'll do it a bit more, but not quite so enthusiastically. This is a cheap magazine. They might be better out of the box magazine. Yeah, it worked all right then. You probably just have to do it a bit slower. Yeah, I got. Oh, did you hear that? Very ricochet.
What happened?
There was a ricochet went meow. I'll just check this one off because it's a bit damaged. I put another one in to make up the 10.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
matter.
I'll just check this one off because it's a bit damaged.
I don't care how many
I
years.
won't. So this is the target that I shot a 10-shot group with Aguila 60 grain subsonic ammunition. Now this rifle actually, even at its lowest sight setting, it shoots about 2 inches or so high. So I was aiming here. Normally I would expect the group to be up around here. So it's probably a little bit lower, slightly to the right as well. Probably about, I think it's probably shooting about an inch lower than a standard velocity group in a rifle that's sighted in, if you had your rifle sighted in point of aim at 25 metres. But I was just shooting this prone. It's fairly windy today too, so yeah, I mean maybe you could do better than that, but yeah, interesting sort of cartridges. So there you go, that was a bit of fun. So one interesting note, you didn't notice when I first loaded the rifle up and I was pretty enthusiastic pulling the bolt back, the first cartridge came up out of the lifter and the actual projectile went up above the level of the chamber, and then of course I couldn't push it down and I had to pry it out. And I think it was operator error, and I think it sort of makes a lot of sense. As you can imagine, if you've got a lifter coming up in a rifle like that, it's probably not such a big deal in a magazine fed rifle because you've just got the tension of the spring pushing the bullet up. But where you've got a rifle like that, bolt action, where pulling the bolt back lifts the lifter up, by being really enthusiastic and making the lifter come up really fast, you've got that extra 50% of bullet weight at the front of the cartridge, which is going to gain momentum as it's coming up. And I think that's what happens. It just gained momentum and then it just kept on going and came out of the feed lips of the rifle. And of course after that I was actually just a lot more careful in just not you know, pulling it back but not pulling it back too fast, and then they fed fine. So I think they would feed no problem in a bolt action box fed rifle. So next time at the gun shop I might buy a packet of them, and I'll next time I'm at the range I'll bring my Bruno Model 2, which is super accurate, and with the scope, with a 12 power scope, and we can maybe do some slightly more accurate shooting and see how it goes out of a box magazine. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, thanks for watching.